When we think about technology, actually, we think first about the creative. We think about like what's the story we want to tell, what's the idea we want to tell. So and that creates the challenge. Like for example, when we did Ice Age, we need characters with fur. We didn't have fur, and we said, okay, we have to develop technology for that fur. So we push the research, we push like the technical to support the creative to get the movie we need to get. And so this was the first one, and we didn't have a great technology at first to make fur, so we made what we could with the technology and the time we were given to make it. So for the second one, we decided like, okay, now that we have a chance to do it again, let's make the technology better. So we always keep pushing the envelope, and we rechanged the whole fur technology. We made it interactive, we made it go wet, we make it move with the wind and all. So, and that was a lot of work, and I think that but that was creatively needed for the movie. So I think the creative keeps pushing the technology to provide you with what you need to fulfill your vision, to make sure that like the ideas, the images you want to put on the screen, it's serviced by the technology that you can create. So so in all the movies we make, we're always trying to see like what's going to be the next thing, and what can we do better than we've done before, and how we can keep improving. And that's a constant work from the brains of Blue Sky, and I think in every studio to see what's going to be the new challenges. And for Ice Age 3, we had a whole world of dinosaurs with forests. It's something that we never done before. That, even though when you look at the picture, oh, that seems to be easy, it was hours and hours and hours of research, putting it together, writing code. And so it's like we're always pushing. We're always trying to make the best we can. So the limit of technology actually is as how far you can push the creative, I guess. It's like, little by little, I think it's getting better and better. I think that, when you create a world, it's always fun to do it. Like we did it for the first one, we created the Ice Age world. It was fun to research glaciers and scale and see all that stuff. It was a great challenge to come up with a backdrop that's all like white and ice and snow. So it was a lot of fun to do that. And then we go to the second one. We do a little bit of ice, but we think about the meltdown and the ice is melting water, all that kind of good stuff. So when we go to the third one, we keep saying like, we've done ice, it's like we've done like 2 movies with ice. Like, I think it would be exciting just to do a new world of forest and all. So I think that, I find that this world of dinosaurs was definitely maybe a bigger challenge and a more exciting world to create, because now I got to have flowers, plants, dinosaurs. So it was definitely, we had more to work with. That wasn't so as simple as the first one. So. The funny thing about the Scrat that if he doesn't feel pain, if he doesn't suffer, he's not funny. So we have to keep like hurting the little guy, and this time we hurt him not only physically but emotionally, because it's a love story. We created like a love triangle. We gave him something we tortured him with the love triangle, the decision, the nut or the girl. So, it's not only physical torture, it's also mental torture. And it's like, and it's funny.
A mí me da mucha pena, pero bueno.
someone who loves you tender. You'll never find it'll take the end of all.
It's funny because when we make movies like animated movies in the United States, we have to interact with the actors because we record the voices first, and that's the inspiration for the animators to do the performance. So in a way, we direct the actors and we direct the animators to. So it's an actor divided in two parts, you know, the voice and the performance. And so I have to direct not only the actors doing it, but also the animators. And it's a very fulfilling, fun process for me. And I never saw myself doing live action, doing like, you know, with not in the computer. It's kind of like, I have a curiosity about it, but I'm not so sure if I'm quite ready yet to do it. I think the process of making animated movies it takes such a long time, and it's so intense. Like we work long hours every day for 3 years. It's almost like running a marathon, but on the speed of a sprint. Like this is how it's feel making a movie. Like you work for 3 years, but you kind of like you're running as fast as you can, as if you're running 100 meters. So it's so we need a lot of help. We need a lot of creative minds to keep your mind, open, creative. And I think when we have co-directors, when we work together on a project, we share a lot of responsibilities. And we use each other as a way to bounce off ideas and share, creative moments that I think only makes the movie better. And I think it's a very, but the key is like you have to get along, and like I'm being lucky enough to get along with everybody that I work with. So it's a great experience. So if it works, I think it's wonderful. Well, I can't talk too much about the next project because I'm just barely trying to get one done and getting to the other one. But Rio is a passion of mine. Is a project like I'm from Rio, so it carries a lot of emotion to me. So I always loved to tell a story about like using Rio as a backdrop. It's a very exciting city visually. So you have monuments, you have the mountains, you have the forest, you have the ocean. And I thought it was a perfect backdrop for a story. And I also have a passion for birds. And I said, why not combine the two stories? And I live in America, so why don't try to tell a story that it tells a little journey of this bird that all his life lived in America, even though it's a Brazilian bird. He lived in a cage in America, now comes to Brazil and finds his heart, his soul, and his culture, through the backdrop of Rio, Carnival, samba. So, and it's the first time also we're gonna do not only animals like birds, but we're also going to be doing humans. And I think we're very excited about that.
Ya me contarás.
Okay.